be either Neo or Agent Smith. Not only do you need your ammo, but that ammo is kind of pointless if you don't have the proper tools to use it with. So right now would actually be an excellent time to go to your local gun shops or your local Rule King. Head to that gun barn and start investing in some firearms and plenty of bullets. Right here is my Smith & Wesson M&P 15 Sport 2. Yeah, that sight's right on the money. So, tell you what, truthers, and my fellow Americans.
Go tell that long-time liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler again with a backbite. Tell them the God. Tell them the God. Cut them down. Goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on a bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me in a voice so sweet, I thought I heard the angels. He called my name, my heart stood still. John, do my will. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. You may throw your rock and hide your hand, working in the dark against a fellow man. But as sure as God made black or white, what's down in the dark will be brought to the light. You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Tell him the God's gonna cut you down.
Welcome to a special breaking news update of the Truther Odyssey, where we seek the truth in a world full of disinformation and indoctrination. I am your host, the Truth Talker, Jacob Akers. Give a little love. This show is brought to you by Rumble Studio. We are live on Rumble, Locals, YouTube, Facebook. I have a Twitter account, but you will not catch the show on Twitter. I'm starting to really feel the fear of the Lord right now, because I called this. I was so hoping that the words that I uttered the other night would be wrong, would fall short, would be flat. But on the contrary, they have become reality. Guys, when we talked about the story going around of Dan Bongino walking out, right? And I said, should I just pull that up? Let me find this real quick. Um, Guys, this is creepy. Like, I had no intention of this. I mean, it's Sunday now, guys. It's 12:19 in the morning, but I just came across this story. So technically, this was Friday night, right? We did the live stream, and it was actually supposed to be something short, ended up being 2 hours and 14 minutes and 23 seconds long. I wasn't even wanting to do an hour then. Uh, but yeah, I'm going to pull this up and let you hear what I said that day. Let me get to it. Let me get this. Oh, I think I'm getting close to it. Okay, yeah, I think we're at a part where you're gonna really get the drift of this. So let me get this pulled up. Hold on, let me make some adjustments. There we go. So you guys can see it for yourselves. This was 2 nights ago. This shit pops off. Say a month ago. And this is when shit really started getting weird this year. When Cash Patel and Bongino got on Fox saying Epstein didn't kill himself. We got the video footage. The footage is fucking trash. And was it the other day when we were watching it, guys? And as a DOC, former corrections officer, watching this footage, seeing some shit, I'm like I'm seeing some discrepancy in the footage itself. Like
the version I was able to find, like, this timestamp's kind of weird. And now we're finding out that the raw version was edited. Wasn't even a. It wasn't even raw. It was altered. And then this afternoon, which is, it's, you think with shows like this, we get accused of speculation, which I do speculate a lot, I'm not going to lie. But 9 times out of 10, my speculations become reality, which is scary as fuck.
Yeah.
So there's nothing official that Bongino has resigned. The only thing that is official is he walked off. He left today. But there's no confirmation that he's no longer employed as deputy director of the FBI. And then this evening, word started going around that Kash Patel might be resigning. I'm about to bring this to a close. If what is being stated about those two is true, I do believe those guys will no longer be working in the Trump administration. I have a bad feeling Pam Bondi is going nowhere. I think she's going to be protected. Because of the Pfizer money. Remember when Bobby Kennedy kept bringing up the fact that Pfizer financed Trump's campaign, and Trump admitted it. Pam Bondi is in Pfizer's pocketbook, and not too long after getting appointed to the office of Attorney General, she puts the kibosh to the DA of the Justice Department investigation on Pfizer. She shuts it down. Stating that she believes in the validity of vaccination.
All right. We didn't need to go any further, right? If you guys want to hear the rest of what I said, you can go to the live stream from Friday night. I told you. I fucking told you. Pam Bondi isn't going anywhere. Wow. Wow, okay. Donald Trump put this out on True Social. FYI. I was kicked off. You guys remember the whole Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light ad campaign? And all of us, and I was still somewhat half and half with Trump. I was still very pissed off about Operation Warp Speed. But, I really did not like fucking Joe Biden and the Democrats. Look what they did to fucking Tulsi Gabbard, Bobby Kennedy Jr. That's a fucking crock. And I was on True Social. And when I started, here's the crazy part. I was pretty much just sharing what Benny Johnson was educating me on about Anheuser-Busch CIA connections. And I got kicked off of True Social for it. I got kicked off of True Social for telling the truth because I'm a nobody. Your Benny Johnsons, who I love and respect and would go to war for, right? Steve Bannon, I would go to war for that motherfucker. When Trump started palling around with Elon Musk, I'm like, what the fuck? Musk is tight with the CCP. This is one of the reasons why I don't put my content on fucking Twitter, X, whatever. He's a wicked motherfucker. Told you. Because of the Pfizer connection, Pam Bondi is going nowhere. So this is what Trump put on True Social. What's going on with my boys, and in some cases, gals. They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's doing a fantastic job. No, she's not. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happened. We have a perfect administration. Do you? We talk. We have perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it, all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, it's Epstein, over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more. Here's the crazy part. So, when he first got popped, it was under Obama, right? But he walks. He walks when Obama's in office. Gets incarcerated, and while incarceration, his life is no more. He committed suicide during the Trump administration, his first term. It was Trump's FBI that raided Epstein. Like the second time he got in trouble was imprisoned at the Metropolitan. Was it MCC? I can't remember. Correction, something. I can't remember what the two C's were. I know one of them's correction. But it's the MCC in New York. So how are files from your first administration written by Obama, Crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration? Which, don't get me wrong, I also believe that Russia was a hoax. 51 intelligence agents and the laptop from hell. They created the Epsteine Files. Just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me, and now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein Files? Because they're in the files! Because they're guilty! If they release it, they're in shit. And if it finds out that you're all in it, we will lose our fucking shit. Make no doubt about it. If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? Because they're in it. They haven't even given up. This is a statement from Chad Prather. It is worth a listen to. Here we go.
Mr. President, you released this statement and you want to know why it matters and who cares. Well, the victims care. We care. I'm maybe nobody, but I voted for you 3 times, and I've stated publicly that it's a hill that I'm willing to die on. Your Attorney General that you say is doing a fantastic job, she unsolicitedly and personally handed me a notebook with redacted, declassified files from court documents and said this was the first phase of what was going to be transparency from the administration on this issue. We didn't ask for that. We chose to believe that the administration was going to take the next steps in doing something about it. And now we're being told that nothing is going to be done, that it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. And it is still a hill worth dying on, because a society built on this level of deception and perversion is no society at all. And it's certainly not a republic, sir. So I respectfully ask you, please reconsider the position on this for what it's worth coming from me. I voted for you 3 times, but I'm not anybody. But I'm asking you, sir, truth matters. There's a woman in jail because somebody's guilty. There's a man who's mysteriously dead that we know was guilty. Who else was involved? That's all we're asking for. It's what we want to know. And somebody else was involved, and somebody knows who it was. So we're asking you, pleading with you. Please, sir. And God bless you, Mr. President. Let's do the right thing. Mr. President.
When it comes to content creators from the right, that's why, the Trump voters, the MAGA base, I get along with better because we have the same belief systems, right? And 2 guys I really look up to is Steve Deace and his crew, and Chad Prather. Chad Prather's why I started buying and wearing cowboy hats, cowboy boots. I got a coffee mug when he was with the Blaze, a coffee mug and a shirt, which was a play on the "Don't Tread on Me," taxation is theft. So the fact that your attorney, I look at Chad Prather as somebody that I could view as like an older brother. Me and this dude could go fly around in a helicopter shooting hogs in Texas while that shit's roasting on a barbecue, drinking a couple beers, and reading the Bible. Like Chad Prather seems like a guy I would love to fucking hang out with. And the stupid fucking binders that bitch gave them and made them look like fools. Yeah. Breaking. Trump posts about Epstein issues and rumors regarding his team. He sounds guilty. Fuck yeah, he does. There's as much as I hate fucking Elon Musk right here. 52 minutes ago. What was the date on this? Was this the original one, or is he talking about this now? Time to drop the really big bomb at real old Donald Trump is in the Epstein Files. Here's the deal. People want to know how Elon Musk would know this shit. You think he doesn't have fucking hackers in his payroll? That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. Well, it's not actually absolute truth. He's in the files, but Nick Fuentes. So now Trump is claiming the Epstein files are a Democrat hoax. LOL. MAGA is dead. Good riddance. This is sad shit, guys. Trump is getting ratioed on True Social. Never forget the fake MAGA influencers that are blocking people like me for holding 47 accountable. Real MAGA isn't letting this go. Who are you, dude? Okay, here we go. Who's your bear? I mean, guys, this is fucking nuts. This is insane. Here we go. Okay. Wow. And Trump doesn't like that. Americans are persisting and not letting go on the Epstein cover up. Hold up. Yeah, here's the rest of his post. Release of the Epstein files. If there was anything in there that could hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? They haven't given up. Yeah, so that's where we left up. They haven't given up on the John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King Jr. files. No matter how much success we have had securing the border, deporting criminals, fixing the economy, energy dominance, a safer world where Iran will not have nuclear weapons, it's never enough for some people. We are about to achieve more in 6 months than any other administration has achieved in over 100 years, and we have so much more to do. We are saving our country, making America great again, which will continue to be our complete priority. which will continue to be a complete priority. The left is imploding. Cash Patel and the FBI must be focused on investigating voter fraud, political corruption, Act Blue, the rigged and stolen election of 2020, and arresting thugs and criminals instead of spending months after months looking at nothing but the same old radical left inspired documents on Jeffrey Epstein. Let Pam Bondi do her job. She's great. In all caps, you see that. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen, and they tried to do the same thing in 2024. That's what she is looking into as AG and much more. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein. Nobody. Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Cover up. This is bad, guys. Yeah, right here. Nick Stelzer, thank you for your votes. Now go fuck yourself, Donald J. Trump. The way Trump is handling the Epstein files makes him look guilty as hell. Trump is a bitch ass lying pedo protecting. Well, I'm not gonna say that shit out loud. MAGA is now turning its back on Trump. Not a single comment is positive. Anyone on True Social at Trump right now? That's funny as fuck.
So I know I'm not the only one on here, but I wanted to talk about it. I moved to New Zealand about 5 months ago to get out of the United States. The whole process started out of a panic of just like, I can't be here. I don't want to be here. I know that life has to be better somewhere else. So as of right now, I have bought myself 2 years out of the US. I have a year-long visa in New Zealand and then a year-long visa in Australia. Both of those are work holidays. If you don't know, a work holiday visa just allows you to go to the country. New Zealand is really open. You're able to just show up. You can work pretty much any job for a year with an open work permit. So I have 2 years set, but I'm still trying to figure out.
Okay, that's not related to the subject. Yeah, Robert Barnes. The only division is coming from Trump's failure to keep Trump's campaign promises. Yep. That's why I didn't vote for him, because I knew he was going to keep that shit. What's going on with my boys? In some cases, gals. That shit's fucking funny. Uh-huh. Okay. I want to show you guys. I mentioned him earlier. Benny Johnson. Dude, when he went to the Department of Transportation building after that incident with the train in Ohio, and the chemicals got in the water, and he was offering bottles of water that he said was from that town in Ohio. I was like, yeah, I want to shake this dude's hand. It's like, it's fighting the power with a punchline. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to watch his stuff on Rumble and try to spend his little time on YouTube. So let's go take a look at that real quick. See what he has to say about this scenario. Then I'm going to be wrapping it up here in a minute. There's ads coming, no doubt about it.
This is the fastest way to eliminate toenail fungus, for good. I almost killed my grandma by passing my toenail.
This is the simple ice water hack that took me from 184 to 123 in just weeks. I've been keeping quiet.
Oh. Any of you who caught our first ever Truth or Odyssey cleaning guns reaction, watching the Turning Point USA SAS. Once I was done cleaning the guns and killed time and listened to, who was the last person we listened to? Was it Russell Brand? Once all the guns were cleaning, and I got as many magazines for the AR loaded, I called it quits. But I kept watching it, right? And I tried to watch as much of it as I could before Saturday Night Main Event came on. And Tulsi Gabbard came out, and she stole my material. Because, I didn't like the whole Jillian Michaels thing and her anti-God secular definition of success. And yeah, she was pretty much defending homosexuality in that talk as well. But Tulsi Gabbard came on. So I even pulled out my Bible, went to Isaiah 6. Hey, here's the true definition of success in the eyes of the Lord. Whom shall we send, and who shall go for us? Here I am, send me. And dude, Tulsi Gabbard pretty much was quoting the same scripture as me. I read that whole chapter, but she quoted that verse. So great minds think alike. the Lord confirms his word by the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. So I just thought that was fascinating. I thought you guys should know that. Love Tulsi in a platonic way. She seems like an older sister I can hang out with. Go flying around in a helicopter in Hawaii shooting hogs. Roast it on a barbecue. Drinking beers. Reading the Bible. Oh, fuck, that's funny. Okay. Benny Johnson.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. This is how things go from bad to worse, and it just went thermonuclear with President Trump taking a side in the epic battle royale between Dan Bongino and Pam Bondi. Dan Bongino, the FBI deputy director, throwing down the gauntlet, saying, "I will not remain at the FBI if Pam Bondi remains as the attorney general," over the botched handling of the Epstein files, stating effectively that they don't exist and there was never any blackmail, and effectively lying to the base, right? Like breaking a promise. And this has been very, very unpopular with everybody who's been watching. And the MAGA base wants transparency here, and we don't want to protect predators. And Dan Bongino is saying, if you're going to just try and brush all this under the rug, then I'm not going to have anything to do with it. I'm out. And there was a lot of rumors that Kash Patel would be joining him. Now, of course, this has made its way all the way up to President Trump's desk, and President Trump just weighed in. Before we get there, I want to mention this post by Kash Patel, sent at 2:30 p.m. today. The conspiracy theories about me are not true. It's an honor to serve the President of the United States. I'm going to continue to serve for as long as he calls on me. Now, it took Kash a while to post that, so you have to assume that things were really rocky last night. And there's been a lot of pressure on President Trump to fire Pam Bondi and to release the Epstein files. Many people are saying she is the reason why they're not being released. Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump just dropped this thermonuclear bomb on the entire situation. Let's go. Here we go. On Truth Social. What's going on with my boys, and in some cases gals? They are all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We are on one team, MAGA. And I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration to talk to the world. Selfish people are trying to hurt it. All over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, Epstein, over and over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, Crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and losers and criminals in the Biden administration who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intel agents and laptop from hell? They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier that they used against me. And now the so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? They haven't even given up on the JFK Martin Luther King files, no matter how many such cases we have had, securing the border, deporting criminals, fixing the economy, energy dominance, safer world where Iran will have a nuclear weapon, will have no nuclear weapon. It's never enough for some people. We are about to achieve more in 6 months than any administration has ever achieved in 100 years, and we have so much more to do. We are saving our country and making America great again, which we will continue to do, and will be our complete priority. The left is imploding. Kash Patel and the FBI must be focused on investigating voter fraud, political corruption, Act Blue, rigged and stolen election of 2020, and arresting thugs and criminals instead of spending months and months looking at nothing but the same old radical left-inspired documents on Jeffrey Epstein. Let Pam Bondi do her job. She's great. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen, and they tried to do the same in 2024. And that is what she's looking into as the AG, and much more. 1 year ago, our country was dead, and now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Okay. So President Trump has acknowledged that the Epstein files exist here. President Trump has acknowledged that the files were written and that there is something there. He says that they were written, however, by his enemies and therefore will not be released. Whoa, what? That's new. in this entire zeitgeist. This is something that is wildly interesting. And then he goes all in on supporting Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. No mention of Dan Bongino, where all of this, again, sort of transpired. This all broke yesterday because of Dan Bongino. This is really interesting. And he seems to be going directly at some of the people, like last night, for instance, just off the top of the head. Glenn Beck, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, myself, Charlie Kirk at Turning Point Student Action Summit here in Tampa, going hard in on this issue. Steve Bannon as well, Laura Loomer calling for Pam Bondi's resignation. An entire cavalry effectively saying, well, this isn't good. Cool. Say goodbye to the midterms. These are some of the snap reactions.
Yeah.
This is not disrespectful, or it is not disrespectful or disloyal to bring this major problem to real Donald Trump's attention. Everybody should get on Truth Social and let him know how you feel, says Raheem. President Trump got Bonnie and appear to be wanting MAGA to drop the Epstein Files issue while admitting that the Epstein Files are real. President Trump goes into full meltdown mode to defend Pam Bondi and shut down the Epstein talk, calls the files fake, says nobody cares, and warns MAGA to fall in line. Pam Bondi doing a fantastic job, says an Obama-Hillary distraction. Well, then release them if they're fake. Obviously, that doesn't make any sense. Like, if they're fake, just release them. Just in, President Trump attempts to shut down Epstein criticism, saying, let's keep it that way and not waste time on energy on Jeffrey Epstein nobody cares about. He also goes on to say Pam Bondi is doing a fantastic job. I can tell you this. I can tell you this. I gave a speech last night, and a lot of people cared about the Epstein Files. Everyone. I was, I guess it's not scientific, but I'm sitting here in a room with 7,000 people, primarily young people. They're as hardcore MAGA as you can get, and they're all cheering for the release of the files. They're cheering for Dan Bongino, and they're demanding accountability here and transparency. This is President Trump's guidance on the current controversy. I believe he has much better info on the situation than I do, and so I will defer to his judgment, says some. Trump says the Epstein Files are just created by Obama and Hillary. Again, I'm telling you, man, by admitting that the Epstein Files are real and have been written, and that you've read them and you don't like their contents and they were written by your enemies, doesn't make the most compelling case as far as I'm concerned. Holy moly. Okay, so this is what's going to melt down the internet right now. There was and a lot of people are saying this is Susie Wiles, right? So Susie Wiles is the individual who's the chief of staff of the White House. So people are now sort of peeling that layer back now. Let's not waste any time or energy on somebody that nobody cares about. I'm sorry, but people really, really care about him. As a matter of fact, this audience really, really cares about Jeffrey Epstein, and knowing that we're not paying tax dollars to protect predators, right, or to a predator cult. That matters. Nobody's put it more succinctly than Tucker Carlson last night, when Tucker Carlson decided to just rip the freaking bark off this issue and just go all in and like give a message to people trying to tell us, shut up, stop asking questions about this. Seemed directly related to President Trump at the White House earlier this week, saying stop asking questions about Jeffrey Epstein. So I guess I'll let this reaction from Tucker, one of President Trump's closest friends and allies, sum it all up. The counter argument here. Let's go.
The fact that the U.S. government, the one that I voted for, refused to take my question seriously and instead said, case closed, shut up, conspiracy theorist, was too much for me. And I don't think the rest of us should be satisfied with that. And by the way, let me just say really quickly, because I was so mad about it that I think I found out part of what's going on. I think we are going to find out more. And I think the truth, for whatever it's worth, in case you're interested, is that the DOJ didn't release lots of incriminating sex videos with Epstein and his billionaire pals because they don't have them. They don't have them because when the original search warrant was served 2007, I think, possibly 2006, I think 7, it was basically designed to protect Epstein. The search warrant was written in such a way to make sure that the feds never got their hands on the actually incriminating evidence. It's another way of saying the cover-up has been going on since 2007, almost 20 years. And so the real question is not, was Jeffrey Epstein a weirdo who was abusing girls? Yes, we can answer that. The real question is, why was he doing this, on whose behalf, and where did the money come from? And those are the questions that need to be answered. And I think it's entirely fair to ask them. And it's not adequate to say anyone who asked them is somehow desecrating the memory of little girls who died in Texas. I'm not going to put up with that answer. I don't care who gives that answer. That is not acceptable. And I think the real answer is Jeffrey Epstein was working on behalf of intel services, probably not American. And we have every right to ask, on whose behalf was he working? How does a guy go from being a math teacher at the Dalton School in the late 70s with no college degree to having multiple airplanes, a private island, and the largest residential house in Manhattan? Where did all the money come from? And no one has ever gotten to the bottom of that because no one has ever tried. And moreover, it's extremely obvious to anyone who watches that this guy had direct connections to a foreign government. Now, no one's allowed to say that that foreign government is Israel because we have been somehow cowed into thinking that that's naughty. There is nothing wrong with saying that. There is nothing hateful about saying that. There's nothing anti-Semitic about saying that. There's nothing even anti-Israel about saying that. I've spent my entire life pretty much in Washington, where I knew and loved a number of people, including one very close person who worked at CIA. That has never prohibited me from saying, I think the CIA has done some horrible things, murdered a bunch of people, participated in the murder of a sitting U.S. president. It's got a whole trail of crimes. That doesn't make me a disloyal American. It doesn't make me anti-American in any sense. I was born here. My family's been here for hundreds of years. I love this country. That's why I live here. So criticizing the behavior of a government agency does not make you a hater. It makes you a free person.
Yeah, this is not good at all, folks. Wait till past 2 days, Alex Jones has not been in his studio, but he always does a Sunday night show, and I think he's gonna go nuts tomorrow night. So I plan on watching that on Rumble. Most live streams I do, I try to cut them short so that I can redirect people on YouTube and Facebook to catch the rest of the stream on Rumble. But with how important this information is, I did not do that. I believe that anybody who watches this on all those platforms should see this in its entirety. So, but this is where I'm starting to get a tad bit worried, is how accurate my prediction was. The techno state is coming, folks. The technocracy is knocking at the door. The deep state is winning. hold up. This is some stuff from Owen Schroyer on the Twitter machine. So let's hop over there and see what Owen Schroyer wants to tell us, Master Wayne. That's my best Michael Caine. So where do we fall, Master Wayne? So we can pick ourselves back up. What you got for us, Owen?
I want to know why AG Garland and the Justice Department are so quiet on this tonight. You know, they're out there labeling parents domestic terrorists, yet they're saying nothing about this. And these documents were so slow to come out. Human trafficking is a multi-billion-dollar business in this country, and Jeffrey Epstein is dead, and Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for 20 years where she belongs.
We're saying to you.
And if people in that report are still fighting to keep their names private, Sean, they have no legal basis to do so unless they're a child, a victim, or a cooperating defendant by some chance against some potential case against Ghislaine Maxwell. And I think Mark Garagos, as a great criminal defense attorney, will back that up as well. I want to know why AG Garland and the Justice.
Oh, shit. The pot calling the kettle black. Fucking Owen Schroyer is so fucking good. How do you spell kettle? I've never wrote that word in my freaking life. Kettle. Ah, it's with a K. All right. You know, tea kettle. I don't know why I uppercates that. Owen Shore is fucking. Dude, that was fucking priceless. Just look at that fucking grin. This is MAGA. Mark Levin and Benji. Oh, Benji. Oh, fuck, dude. How am I not following Rand Paul? I love me some Rand Paul. I was trying to avoid fucking politics on Twitter. Yeah, Mark Levin wants you to stop caring about Epstein. I bet he does. Fuck Mark Levin. Wow, it's fucking on, bro. Yeah, I see that. God bless you, bro. God bless real Alex Jones. Jesus said that he is the way, the truth, and the life. And that's what I believe in. Yeah, there's that. Not celebrities and politicians. That. Oh, that's a big space right there. There we go, guys. Wow. Anybody who is right leaning, God fearing Christians that's saying this shit about people like Alan Schroyer is fucking QAnon. They're either fucking brainwashed QAnon cult members or they're the fucking rhinos who in recent years became diehard Trump supporters out of nowhere because fucking Benji told them to. Benji! Yeah, Benji. Want a biscuit, Benji?
Just seeing people I haven't seen in years come over and
Yeah, such disgrace that Pam Bondi's DOJ continues to persecute COVID hero Dr. Kirk Moore. Moore saved countless lives by not forcing people who needed organ transplants or members of our military to get the COVID vaccine. Prosecuting Moore is a disgrace. Pam Bondi, she's doing great work. Bobby Kennedy Jr., he's going to make you wear the Maha tracking bracelets, which must be worn on the right hand. We've stole the bat in the Neuralink. We're going to place it right there in the center of your foreheads. Make America great. Make it healthy. Make it one. Kneel for Trump. But next year, we're going to build a beautiful temple in Jerusalem. It's the best temple, the greatest temple. Do the dance for the third temple. I am God. Worship me. The aliens are coming because I am their star child. Yes, I said it. I am the chosen Messiah of the Israeli people. I'm actually a clone, King David himself. That's crazy. I gotta get the fuck off of here, guys. Love you. God bless you guys. Read your Bibles, say your prayers, take your vitamins. This shit is fucked. This is the Truth or Odyssey, where we seek the truth in a world full of disinformation and indoctrination. Who knows how much fucking longer they're gonna let a guy like me talk, period. Or I'm probably going to be sleeping with the fucking pistol within fucking arm's reach from now on. This is fucking insane. My advice to Dan Bongino is get the fuck out, bro. Get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of there. Dan Bongino, you know something. I don't know how true this is. Because you notice how Benny Johnson was talking about Trump praising Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. Really going hard on Pam Bondi, right? Praising her in all caps. She's doing a great job. Leave her alone. She's a clown of the Queen Bathsheba. She's my Nubian queen, who I have bleached and dyed her hair blonde. She's actually a female clone of myself. Yeah. Drink a Bud Light, the strong supporter of transgender rights, Jillian Michaels, who likes to send me tapes with her and her lesbian lover. Lesbians are great people, good people. MAGA, we love the lesbians. FII, with my connections in the pro wrestling world, I learned how to cut myself so no bullet really went through my ear. It's all a work. Way to really move a crowd and to get a little color. Shit. Holy shit. I'm really worried about Dan Bongino's well-being. Fuck. 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 Fuck, 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 fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. Damn it, man. I'm sick and tired of being right, guys. This shit sucks. My hope was to be wrong about all this shit. Ever since fucking COVID and Operation Warp Speed, dude, when that shit hit the fan, I thought I was the only person in America who would not wear the mask from the get-go. I know I was in fucking Martinsville, Indiana. I'd be walking around town not wearing a mask, seeing everybody else masking up, just staring at me. Where is your mask? Put on your mask, young man. Do as you're told. Get in line. I think this shit's about to get real fucking bad, guys. Real fucking bad. Fuck. Fuck. I'm over it.